So I remember maybe a year or two ago at this point, I made a video about, I think it was titled, Have I Lost My Identity? And I was just talking about how moms feel like we lose ourselves a little bit in motherhood with all the physical demands and all of the uh, emotional involvement, the outpouring of ourselves constantly for our children, in the beginning being their source of food, you kind of like get to this place where you question, like, who am I? What do I like? What music do I like? What did I enjoy doing before I had kids? And you just like don't know. You really don't know. And it gets weird, and you start to feel like you don't know who you are. You've lost your identity, and it's just a hard season. And I think not enough mothers talk about it, and I think that it's common among most, if not all, mothers. But for some random reason, it was a reoccurring conversation for the last several days, for the last 3 days in my life. I've talked to two personally, people that have expressed this is the season of life I'm in, and I understand because I've been there. And then I heard three women share how they're not in it right now, but they remember that season of their life, and starting a business for themselves was their, I guess, way of doing something for themselves, to like do something for themselves that finally was just for them to do and focus on, pour themselves into, and then the success that they had in that helped them feel like them again. And in my video that I made about this topic like a few years ago, I don't know when, my way of finding like something for myself again was to start this channel. And I can't believe that this December it's 4 years. Is it 4 years or 5? I think it's 4 because Joelle was born already. So it's 4 years this December that I was feeling that way, just tired and weary and like I had lost my identity. Oh, and it's such a hard feeling. But I was talking to my friend, and we were like, what is it? Is it okay to feel that way? Is it a hormonal thing? Or is it lies that we give into? Or is it not balancing things correctly, and so that's the result of it? We want to be such a good mom, and we want to do so much for our children that we forget ourselves and put ourselves on the back, to the point where it's not healthy, not right, not well balanced, and as a result we start to feel completely neglected, because if it's just hormonal, fine, it's just hormonal. But I wonder if there's something that we're doing or going about wrong, if there's a piece to the puzzle that we're missing, that we're viewing things or understanding things in a way that is resulting in suffering versus fulfillment and joy. And yeah, and then we started talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, how she did many things and there was just balance in her life. It wasn't completely invested in her homemaking or her business or her family. It was balance, She took care of all of those things, and it wasn't all about her family and her homemaking, but she considered a field and bought it, and she had a little business going, and she was frugal, and she looked at her occupation in a way that it wasn't like, I am nothing, you are everything. And so as a result, feeling like you don't even have an identity. And also serving someone doesn't mean that they're above you and you're below them. Like, I wonder if we're thinking that way, and then we like lose ourselves in it, all of it. And so many different symptoms can develop for different people depending on who you are. Some people experience depression, some people experience fear, anxiety, some people experience loneliness. I mean, it's just sad what can come out of it. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if it's just hormones, but I also wouldn't be surprised if there's a wrong way of thinking, you know, on our part. And then mommy guilt, you know, Satan's favorite thing to feed mamas, feeling bad for wanting to do something for yourself, you know? And that's the thing, like, it isn't wrong at all to say, I'm going to go out with the girls for coffee tonight, or can I go shopping this afternoon and you keep the kids? Or can you do the dishes? Or can I have an hour nap while you hang out with the kids? Anything that involves you doing something that you want to do and alleviate you and relieve you from being a mommy for a little while. But for some reason we heap this weird guilt on us and like make it wrong to do that. And so a lot of it comes from that. We like keep on denying ourselves all these things that should be fun and enjoyable for us to do. And we find ourselves in a place where we don't even know what we want to do because we haven't done anything in so long because we feel guilty about it, that we just feel lonely and sad. So I don't know. It's just really interesting. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this and what your journey has been through it. That part of my life is behind me. I no longer battle that. That's why I started this channel 4 years ago, and it really did give me something to do for myself. I loved sharing my testimony with people and sharing what it means to be a biblical wife, a biblical mom, just a Christian in general, Christian living as a wife and mother, and then just random fun stuff, you know, just chatting with people. And I've had the privilege to hear so many amazing stories from you guys on what God's doing in your life, what God's done in your life, how God's used my videos to help you in your life, in your marriage, in your parenting. I could not have ever expected this channel to allow me these privileges and these amazing blessings, but I am so thankful, just so thankful for so many of you that I've developed great relationships with and gotten to hear just how good God is and has been in your life. And you know, it's been a really cool thing for me to do my little thing, my little YouTube channel. And since this, I've done new things. You know, I've shared some with you guys, and my kids are older, so it is easier. You know, they don't depend on me to nurse them anymore, and they could do a lot on their own. And so for those of you who are in that season where you feel like your kids constantly need you, I know you know it won't always be that way, but I just want to remind you, it won't always be that way. It really, really won't. One day you're going to say, come on guys, everybody get your jacket, get in the car, buckle up, we're going to eat. And they'll get in the car and do everything, and you'll be all dressed up and not have to help them at all. You can just sit there and wait, and then go to the restaurant, get out of the car. You can walk, maybe hold their hand, maybe not. You'll walk in, sit down, and everybody knows what they're doing, and it's like surreal. And mine are only 5 and 6, so I can't even imagine next year, you know, and the year after, how crazy it'll be. But it does pass. But I just want to encourage you to not give into the lie that you can't do things for yourself, and to the lie that you have to deny yourself constantly to be a good mother and a good wife. Your husband loves you and he wants you to be happy, and so he wants you to do fun things, and he wants you to get a break, and he wants you to enjoy your life and not dread all the tasks and responsibilities that are heaped on you. And it'll be good for your children to see you step out and go do something and have daddy time, you know? So, I don't know. It was just on my heart to share this again, because when I made this video a few years ago, it was very impactful for several viewers. And so many people brought it up just this weekend that I was like, I need to talk about this again. But it's a little different this time around. Anyway,